Hello everyone, Ziausen this side. So today hand we are starting with a topic called as human health and diseases. Okay, so let's get started. Here, starting with the first thing first, with the definition of health. So the state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. The state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being is called as health, and not merely the absence of disease. Okay, so please do remember, if there is a subject and the subject is not showing any kind of disease, you cannot conclude that the subject is healthy. For being healthy, we have to go through state of physical, mental, and social well-being. Okay, now what is disease? So basically, health is affected by genetic disorder, infection from microbes or other organism pathogens, or our lifestyle. These three things are playing an important role in disease. Okay. Now, so here, the good health can be maintained by balanced diet, personal hygiene, regular exercise, awareness about the disease and their effect, and specifically immunization against the infectious disease, proper disposal of waste, control of vectors, and the maintenance of hygienic food and water. So the disease which are easily transmitted from infected person to the healthy person are called as infectious disease, and the disease which cannot be transmitted from one person to the other are called as non-infectious. Okay, one person to other person, if the disease is getting transferred, that will be called as infectious, and if it cannot be transmitted, it will be called as non-infectious disease. Now, dealing the different types of common diseases here in humans. So here, the disease causing microbes like bacteria, virus, fungi, protozoa, or helminths will be called as pathogen. Please do remember one case. Whenever the word pathogen is striking in front of us, do remember disease causing agent. Now the pathogen can enter the body by various means and multiply and interfere with normal vital activities, resulting in morphological and functional damage. So here we have gone for different types of names of diseases, their causative organism, the symptoms, and the effect of that disease. So let's get started. So here the first disease is called as typhoid, and the test for checking the typhoid for the confirmation of typhoid is called as Widal test. Okay, the causative agent is called as Salmonella typhi, and the symptoms are high grade fever, weakness, stomach pain, and constipation. Okay, the symptoms of typhoid are sustained high fever, weakness, stomach pain, and constipation, and the effect on the body will be intestinal perforation, and death may occur in the severe case. Usually death does not occur, but still in case of the severe, the death may occur. The second one is called as pneumonia. Causative agent is none other than the model organism or the bacteria used by the Griffith for transformation experiment. It was Streptococcus pneumoniae. And the other one is called as Haemophilus influenzae. The symptoms will be fever, chills, cough, and headache. And what will be the effect of this disease? Alveoli. Alveoli, the smallest subunit of the lungs. Alveoli get filled with fluid, leading to severe problem in respiration. Dealing the next one. So here, common cold. Okay, so we are having common cold here. Common cold is caused by rhinovirus, correct? And the symptoms will be nasal congestion, discharge, sore throat, cough, and the headache. And the effect on the body will be, it will infect the nose and the respiratory passage, but not the lungs. Okay, not the lungs. In case of malaria, we are having different types like the Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae, Plasmodium falciparum, and one more is there called as Plasmodium ovale. Symptoms are chills and high fever for 3 to 4 days, and the effect will be parasite multiply within the liver cell and then attack the RBCs. Okay, do remember that the parasites are multiplying within the liver cell and then they are attacking the RBCs. These are protozoans basically. Now, dealing the amoebiasis or amoebic dysentery caused by Entamoeba histolytica. Caused by Entamoeba histolytica, and the symptoms will be constipation, abdominal pain, cramps, stool with mucus and blood clot. And the effect will be, it infects the large intestine. Do remember the case, it infects the large intestine. Okay. Now, ascariasis is caused by Ascaris lumbricoides, that is a helminth. Here, the Symptoms will be internal bleeding, muscular pain, fever, anemia, etc., etc. And the effect will be the healthy person get infected through water or vegetable, fruits, etc., etc., which means like sharing water or something like that. Elephantiasis or filariasis, which is caused by Wucheria bancrofti and Wucheria malai. Okay, Malaysian origin, malai. Now, the effect will be, the symptoms will be inflammation in the lower limb and the genital organ somehow, and the effect will be lymphatic vessel of the lower limbs gets blocked. Now the last but not the least one is called as ringworm. So here in case of the ringworm, there are different types of positive agent. For example, Microsporum, Trichophyton and Epidermophyton. Okay, the symptoms will be appearance of dry scaly lesions on various parts of body, and the effect will be it infects the skin, the nail and the scalp. Now dealing with the life cycle of the plasmodium. So here, in case of the life cycle of the plasmodium enters the human body. The plasmodium first enters in the human body as a small sporozoite. So first, it is entering in the form of sporozoite. Okay, it is entering in the form of sporozoite in the human's body. Do remember the case. It is entering in the form of sporozoite in the human's body, and now by means of biting of infected female Anopheles mosquito, by means of biting of infected female Anopheles mosquito, and multiplies within the liver cell, within the liver cell. So first is it enters in the human body by means of biting of female Anopheles mosquito, and it is in the phase of sporozoite. Then later it attacks the RBCs, resulting the rupture with the release of a toxic substance that is called as hemozoin. If you are preparing for a competitive exam, please do remember one thing, that this question they may ask. Okay, it is a hemozoin which is responsible for high fever and chill recurring every 3 to 4 days. And this malarial parasite requires two parasite hosts. Okay, the first host will be called as human, and the second host will be called as Anopheles mosquito. Okay, to complete their life cycle. Again, Anopheles mosquito is working as host as well, and it is acting as a vector as well for this disease. Okay, deal with. Now, this is the proper explanation. Like the mosquito is biting, then the sporozoite is coming from the salivary gland of the mosquito, and then it is going for the rupturing of the RBCs. First target organ will be liver, and then the rupturing of the RBCs. Okay, and these gametocytes will be entering in the next mosquito's body. Now dealing with the next topic called as immunity. Okay, the ability of the host cell to fight the disease causing organism due to immune system is called as immunity. And basically there are two types of immunity. They are called as, the first one is called as innate immunity, and the second is called as acquired immunity. Okay, now what does this innate immunity means? So it means there is no specific type of defense. This is like inborn or by birth. Okay, at the time of the birth, and it provides different kind of barrier to the entry of the foreign agent into the body. There are four types of barrier basically: the physical barrier, the physiological barrier, cellular barrier and the cytokine barrier. The first one, physical barrier, is skin. Correct, skin is the largest organ of the body, and the skin is literally protecting our complete body by means of entering the pathogen in the body. Even the mucus coating of epithelium lining of respiratory, gastrointestinal and urinogenital tract. The second is called a physiological barrier. For example, the acid which is present in the stomach and the saliva which is present in the mouth. Saliva contains lysozyme, which degrades the bacteria. The third one is called as a cellular barrier, in which leukocytes, neutrophils, monocytes are playing important role. Combinedly, they are also called as army of the body. Okay, army of the body. The fourth one is called as a cytokine barrier, in which virus infected cells are secreting a protein called as interferon. Interferon, please do remember, if a cell has been infected by a virus, that will be called as, that will be secreting a special protein called as interferon for other non, to give signal to other non-infected cells. Okay, deal with. And if the cell is infected by a bacteria, it will be secreting pyrogen to give signal to other cells, non-infected cells. Okay, deal with. Now dealing with the acquired immunity. So here in case of the acquired immunity, the pathogen specific defense is characterized by memory. When our body encounters a pathogen first time, it produces a response called as primary response. Okay, first time it produces a response called as primary response, and which is of low intensity. But some subsequently it will be encountering by same pathogen producing highly intensified response called as secondary response or amnestic response, anamnestic response due to the memory of the first encounter. So the primary and the secondary response are carried out with the help of B lymphocyte and the T lymphocyte. B lymphocyte and the T lymphocyte here. B lymphocytes are producing the army of the protein called as antibody, which is having two heavy and two light chain. Two heavy, two light chain. Okay. Different types of the antibodies are present in the blood, and this type of immune system is called as humoral immune system. Humoral, in which the B lymphocytes are not directly, they are not taking part in the defense system, rather they are preparing a different class of proteins, antibodies, or we call them as immunoglobulins. So here we have IgG, IgA, IgM, IgE, IgD. Somehow you can literally go for this word as gamed. Okay, this is a short form of all the five different types of antibodies. For example, IgG, it's something like this: IgA, IgM, IgE, and IgD. Now, active immunity. So in case of the active immunity, antibodies are produced in the host body itself, whereas in case of the passive immunity, we will be administering the ready-made antibodies to the host. Okay, now the second, active immunity is a slow process and it takes time, whereas the passive immunity is fast process and quickly in response to pathogen. Now dealing with the word called as allergy. So the exaggerated response of immune system to contain antigen presence in the environment is called as allergy. So somehow whatever the antigen is coming in our body and our immune system is giving a response to it, we will be calling it as allergy. Allergy can be of any type. So either the substance to which the immune response is produced called as allergen, and the antibody which is produced due to this is called as IgE. So IgE is responsible in the allergic conditions, and allergy is maybe it is due to the secretion of chemicals like the histamine and the serotonin from the mast cells. Here the human immune system can distinguish between self and the foreign molecules of foreign bodies. Sometimes due to genetic or unknown disorders, the body attacks the same cells. The body attacks the same cells, and this results in damage to the body and called as autoimmune disease. Okay. For example, here rheumatoid arthritis is the example of autoimmune disease. Rheumatoid arthritis is the example of autoimmune disease. Okay, deal with. Now the immune system in our body. So basically here the immune system in our body, the human immune system includes lymphoid organ. Okay, the human immune system includes lymphoid organ, tissues, cells, and the soluble molecules like the antibodies, or what we call as Igs. So the lymphoid organs are the organ where origin and the maturation and proliferation of lymphocyte occurs. The primary lymphoid organ includes bone marrow and the thymus. Bone marrow and the thymus. So bone marrow is for the B lymphocytes, and thymus is for the T lymphocyte. Okay, deal with. After maturation, the lymphocyte migrate to the secondary lymphoid organ like the spleen, lymph node, tonsils, pairs, patches of the small intestine, and the appendix. And they will be providing the site for interaction of lymphocyte with antigens. There is lymphoid tissue also, which is located within the lining of the respiratory, digestive, and the urinogenital tract, called as mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. That is called as MALT. It constitutes the 50% of the lymphoid tissue in the human body. Okay, deal with. Now, AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. It was first reported in 1981. It was caused by human immunodeficiency virus, a retrovirus. Which means, what is the meaning of a retrovirus? They contain RNA as a genetic material, and they are dealing with the reverse transcription. Okay, they are dealing with a phenomena called as reverse transcription. Deal with. And how come the transmission of HIV occurs? By means of sexual contact with the infected person, by means of transfusion of contaminated blood and blood products, by means of sharing infected needles such as intravenous drug abusers, or the last will be infected mother to her child through the placenta. Okay, deal with. The diagnostic test for AIDS is ELISA, enzyme linked immunosorbent assay, and the NACO, that is the National AIDS Control Organization, and other NGOs are also doing a lot to educate people about AIDS. The second one is called as cancer. Cancer is basically one of the most dreaded disease. Getting cancer is basically one of the most dreaded disease of human beings, and it is a major cause of death all over the world. The normal cells show a property called as contact inhibition, by virtue of which contact with other cells inhibit their uncontrolled growth. Cancer cells lost this property. Okay, cancer cells lost this property. So the cancerous cells continue to divide and redivide and give new types of cells and cells and cells and cells, making overcrowding at the specific portion and forming a tumor. Okay, there are two kinds of tumor as well, called as benign tumor and the malignant tumor. So the first one is benign tumor, which remain confined to the original location and do not spread to the other parts, whereas the malignant tumor, it grows rapidly and it invading and damaging the surrounding normal tissues. Metastasis is the most dangerous property of this tumor, which means they'll be breaking down into one to two, and these two will be migrating to other places, that is called as metastasis. Now dealing with the causes of cancer. So basically the neoplastic cells, they may be induced by physical, chemical and biological agents called as carcinogens. The cancer causing viruses called as oncogenic viruses have gene called as viral oncogenes. Okay. And the cancer detection and diagnosis will be detecting the cancer by means of biopsy and the histopathological studies of the tissue, the blood and the bone marrow test for increased cell count, radiography and computed tomography, even MRI as well, called as magnetic resonance imaging. These are very useful for the cancer of internal organs. Now dealing with the treatment of the cancer. So the common method for treatment of cancer includes surgery, radiation therapy and the immunotherapy called as chemotherapy. Some chemotherapeutic drugs are also used to kill the cancerous cells. Their side effects like loss of hair, anemia, biological response modifiers such as interferon, which activate their immune system. Okay, deal with. Now dealing the final portion here, drug and the alcohol abuse. So here commonly abused drug include opioids, cannabinoids and coca alkaloids obtained from flowering plant and a few from fungi. The opioids are basically the drugs which bind to the specific opioid receptor which are present in our central nervous system and the gastrointestinal tract. Heroin, which is commonly called as smack, is chemically diacetyl morphine, which is a white, odorless, bitter, crystalline compound, which is extracted from the latex of poppy plant, Papaver somniferum. Even cannabinoids are group of chemical which interact with cannabinoid receptor present in the brain. The natural cannabinoids are obtained from the inflorescence of the plant Cannabis sativa. They include marijuana, hashish, charas, and ganja. Dependence is the tendency of the body to manifest a characteristic and unpleasant withdrawal syndrome if regular dose of drug alcohol is abruptly discontinued. That includes anxiety, shakiness, nausea, and sweating. Hopefully, this lecture has been beneficial for you guys. Thank you very much for your so much support. If you do have any kind of questions, you can ask me there in the comment section as well. Thank you.